Hannah, basically we do the same-ish sequence or the same theme for 2 weeks. This is the second week of something, but it won't actually affect you having not done it once before at all. So again, we're focusing on the shoulders. Two main parts of the shoulder that we want to think about. One is the ball and socket joint at the top of the shoulder, so the head of the humerus, the upper arm bone has a ball on it and it stops into the shoulder socket, so you get your kind of your circling, your rotations. And then also you've got the scapula, the shoulder blades on the back of the body, on the back of the ribs, and we're going to be trying to create movement by moving them. So instead of just moving the arm and then the shoulder doing something or nothing, trying to initiate by really concentrating on getting the scapula gliding over the back of the body, and the arm being like a side effect of that, or whatever the arm is doing being a side effect. Okay, so we're going to be moving in and out of a seat quite a lot to begin with. So whenever you come back to a seat, the most important thing, as always, is that you're comfortable. Doesn't matter how it looks. So find your first sitting position, making sure that you're nice and comfy, so the lower body is stable, so that the spine then can rise with a sense of ease. You're not having to grip or hold or pull yourself up. Closing your eyes, maybe just having a little bit of adjustment, a little wiggle, and then seeing again if you can settle back into a place that feels easy, feels comfortable. And taking a moment, once you do find your seat, taking a little moment just to notice how it is that you're feeling this morning. And that might be paying attention to how your body's feeling or what your energy levels are like. Paying attention to perhaps to what's going on in your mind. Is it kind of busy? Is it something that has been on your mind recently? Is your mind very calm? And seeing if for the next hour, you can practice in a way that acknowledges whatever is present for you. It might mean being really sensitive to certain things. It might mean being quite disciplined. Just check and see if you're holding any tension anywhere that you don't need. Perhaps a little frown in the forehead, could you soften that? Maybe relax your face, your jaw, your shoulders. And then start to just become a little bit more conscious of your breathing. Perhaps slightly slowing your breath down. Maybe making it a little bit softer. Maybe bringing an intention or a focus to each side of the breath. For example, the inhale, just bringing with it a bit of lightness or space. And the exhale, just helping to release any tension, any tightness. You might prefer to work with two things that are completely different to that, and that's fine, whatever works for you. And already just paying attention to your thoughts. So whenever you realize you're elsewhere, bringing your attention back again to your breath. Continuing to pay attention, to focus on your breathing. Until again you realize that you've been distracted, and repeating, coming back, focusing on your breath as often as is needed. keep that same focus on your breath as you gently start to take your right ear to your right shoulder. Is it still just as easy to focus on your breath now that you've added a little something extra? And just taking your time to switch sides any way you like. Before again, bringing the head back to center and taking your time to make your way into a child's pose. So as you find your way into your child's pose, if the back is feeling tight, maybe you're resting on the forearms instead of having the arms extended. Taking your time to settle in, maybe adjusting and kind of wiggling your way. And then seeing if you can surrender not only to the pose, but also surrender yourself to some stillness. Bring your attention again back to your breathing. Has it changed? Does it feel different? Has it been affected by the change in body position? Gently walking the hands around to the left side, reaching a little longer through the right arm, keeping the right sit bone heavy. Maybe directing your breath into that right side of the body. Before switching sides and taking your time, walking hands over to the right. Left arm reaching a little further, left sit bone heavy. And then again, gently making your way back into a comfortable seat. So any comfortable seat of your choosing. When you get there, maybe the eyes are closing again as you start to roll your right shoulder. So you're welcome to change direction whenever you like. Try and keep the jaw relaxed. Noticing how that feels through the neck, maybe through the torso. Maybe noticing if this movement again has any effect on your breath. But start to make those circles, those movements a little bit bigger, maybe leading with the elbow. So again, we're trying to warm up that ball and socket joint. Might feel like a smooth circle, it might feel a little bit kind of clunky or juddery. Again, making it a little bit bigger, maybe the whole arm starts to get involved. Can we start to think about that shoulder blade? So the shoulder blade is almost hugging, pushing, leading the arm in those circles. And when you're ready, coming to pause with the right arm up towards the ceiling. And from there, moving into a side bend. So the left hand or forearm will come down. Try and make sure there's a bit of space between the left shoulder and the neck. That's it, nice. Great, and then just pushing the floor away, coming back to center. Have a moment to pause again with the eyes closed. Just let the arms come to rest. Notice the difference between the right and the left side. Difference in sensation, you might feel maybe that tingle, or there might be a bit of an ache there, it might be starting to subside. And when you're ready, starting that same journey, with the left shoulder. So starting quite small with those circles. You might be aware already from here of the shoulder blade moving a little bit. I find that even just with this, I really want to kind of breathe out through my mouth. So if you're having the same thing, feel free to kind of open the mouth, let that breath out. Just breathing any way that feels right, that feels kind of instinctive. Making the circles again a little bit bigger. Again, how is that feeling in the shoulder itself? How is it feeling throughout other parts of the body? Is it very similar right to left? Again, making those circles bigger again. Maybe the whole arm is getting involved. And again, when you're ready, that left arm is going to float up towards the ceiling, taking your time to move into your side bend. Once again, bit of space alongside the neck. Great, and again, this time coming back up. Again, taking that pause, letting the arms rest, the eyes close. Tuning into the sensations, again, between the right and the left shoulder. And when you're ready, making your way into all fours. For a bit of cat-cow, or for whatever kind of spinal warm-up you might prefer to take. So feel free to go kind of off-piste if you want to take a cat-cow, and the in-breath to lift the sit bones and lift the chest, and the out-breath to tuck the tailbone to the floor, round the spine. Maybe you're gently pushing the floor away with the hands. And you might want to keep moving one movement per breath. You are, of course, welcome to take more time. And this is about kind of connecting with your body, warming up your body, more than it is about doing exactly what I say. Whatever you're doing, just bring a little bit of attention to the shoulders. Do they feel a bit stiff or restricted? Do they feel comfortable? Are they strong and stable? Is there a sense of movement? Right, and then again, when you're ready, just bringing yourself back again to a seat. Okay, so I'm not going to mirror you at this point because I'll confuse myself, but you're going to take your right arm and lasso it over your head. So it's going to be going forwards or anti-clockwise, however you want to think about it. But as you lasso again, see if you can feel that shoulder blade really kind of moving over the back of the body, over the side of the body. And hopefully that way you'll feel it a little bit more over the side of the ribs. And then you're going to take it into a little twist. So the right arm's going to come across to the left knee, left thigh, maybe left hand, either to the low back or the floor. But create a little bit of a C curve. So just slightly drawing the belly button in, the low ribs down, the chest down, and the chin towards your chest. As you come back to center, you're going to keep that same right arm, but reverse the lasso. So it's going, what is that, clockwise. That's it. Nice. And then when you're ready, you're going to open your right arm towards the back of your mat, left hand wherever is comfortable. This time a little bit more lift up through the spine, but without pushing the chest and the ribs forward. So keep them just slightly drawn in. Right, coming back to center, same thing on the other arm. So left arm is going to go forward or clockwise first. And again, instead of it just being the wrist and the elbow, trying to move to a place that's a little bit more integrated. So shoulder blade leading the movement, moving over the rib cage. Might be a bit weird. And then taking your twist whenever you're ready, left arm, left hand comes across the right thigh, right arm wherever is comfortable, little C curve, that little sense of cat pose in the spine. Chin, chest, ribs, belly, all kind of down or back, just a touch. Again, coming back to center, same left arm reverses those lassos. Anti-clockwise, I think. And then when you're ready, opening that left arm towards the back of the room. Again, that little twist, a bit of extra lift through the spine, but keeping low ribs kind of integrated, just gently drawing back into the body. Great. And again, releasing your twist, just have a moment to shake the shoulders out. If they need it, you're going to make your way into a downward facing dog. So bringing a bit of attention to the shoulders. Try not to worry too much about whether the shoulders are up by the ears or whether they are, spread wide. But instead, are they feeling comfortable? Do they feel strong, supportive? You might be able to just slightly adjust the shoulders and see, if those adjustments make them feel more or less comfortable, more or less supportive. All right, you're going to come back down onto your knees. Obviously, if that's not comfortable, find a different seat. And take the arms straight out in front of you. The arms are going to stay completely straight. The elbows are not going to bend, but you're going to try and circle the shoulder blades. So creating circles at the shoulders again. Doesn't matter which way you go. You can change direction if you like, but you don't have to. Now try and make sure that the arms are completely straight and in line with your shoulders, and see if you can keep them the same distance apart, because they might naturally want to sort of move away from each other. Can you keep them shoulder width apart? Okay, so you're kind of pressing the arms, the shoulders forwards, down, pulling them back. Great, give the hands a little bit of a shake. We're going to take the same circling action, but in all fours, or on all fours. So finding that all fours position again, the arms are going to stay completely straight. Keep tummy lightly pulled in. Maybe start by allowing the chest to sink towards the floor just a little. And then scooping the chest forwards, push the floor away. Completing that circle. Sinking the chest down, moving it forwards and pushing the floor away. Completing your circle. Might feel like there's not a lot happening, not a lot of movement. Try and keep the spine really still. Great. And again, just give the hands, the shoulders a little bit of a shake off if you want to, and then you're going to take it into a high plank position when you're ready. So when you're ready, into your high plank. Knees can be on the mat if you want to. Hands under the shoulders, and again, you're pushing the floor away. So you're creating that slight rounding through the upper back, pulling the tummy in. Start to come onto the little toe edge of your right foot, shifting the weight into the right arm and lifting your left side plank. Not sinking down into the right shoulder, but pushing the floor away. Maybe the hips are lifting a little bit higher. That's it. Good, good, good. Switching sides, left hand coming down. Changing your feet. As the right arm lifts, not sinking into the left shoulder, but pushing the floor away more. Great, coming back down once again, two hands, lower the knees, take it back into a child's pose once again. Okay, so just have a little moment to settle, to rest in your child's pose, any variation that works for you. Great, and when you're ready, again, making your way into a downward facing dog. And then lifting your right leg. So you're gonna take a little bit of time in that three-legged dog. Is it feeling supportive? What are you focused on? Are you focused on getting out of it, or are you focused on how it's feeling? You're going to step your right foot outside of your right hand, a nice wide step, drop the back knee down, make sure there's a little squeeze of the glutes, and your right arm is going to take 2 or 3 big circles in each direction. And again, we want to try and feel the shoulder blade sort of unsticking from the back of the ribs. Again, not letting the pelvis kind of hang down, bit of support. Once you've taken your circles in each direction, 2 hands come down to the top of the mat, tuck your back toe, lift the knee. You're going to walk the hands 90 degrees to your left, turning the toes as you go and bending your left knee. So coming into your kind of side lunge or your Skandasana, you're welcome to turn the toes out, lift your right toes, lift your left heel, whatever works for you. Great, before we walk the hands back again to the top of your mat, so you're coming back into your right leg lunge, with the back knee down again, lift the hands, lift the body. So again, a little bit of a squeeze of the glutes, a little bit of drawing in of the abdominals. Left arm is going to rise, 3 lassos forward, so 3 lassos in a clockwise direction overhead, 1, 2, 3, and then a little twist, looking over the right shoulder. Feel that little squeeze of the glutes. Bring the body back to center. Reverse those lassos 3 times. Try and stabilize your pelvis and your low back if you can. 1, 2, 3, and then opening the left arm towards the back of your mat. Brilliant. 2 hands come to the top of your mat. Step back to a downward facing dog. From here, coming forwards to a plank position. Lowering down onto your belly, any way you like. Hands a little bit wider than the chest and shoulders as you lift up into a little cobra. So make sure the legs are long, the glutes are engaged, the belly button is drawing into the spine up to the chin, and the neck feels kind of free and spacious. So could you look over right shoulder and left shoulder without too much stress? Perfect. Coming back to center, releasing the chest down, making your way back into a downward facing dog. And once you get there, lifting your left leg. And again, spending a bit of time in that 3-legged dog. So where are you finding support from? Underneath leg, abdominals, glutes maybe, shoulders. And then when you're ready, stepping your left foot outside of your left hand, dropping the back knee down. And again, instead of letting the pelvis just hang, just lightly drawing the belly in, lightly engaging the glutes. Left arm, 2 or 3 circles depending on your speed in each direction. Right arm also quite strong, pushing the floor away. And there might be a bit of a kind of twisting happening in the spine. Once you've done your 3 in each direction or whatever it is, bringing 2 hands down to the top of your mat, tuck your back toes, lift your knee, walk the hands 90 degrees to your right, turning the toes as you go. Sorry about having my back to you. But again, just taking a bit of time to bend your right knee. Left leg is fairly straight, and you can adjust the positioning of the legs or the feet as much as you want. Same with the hands. And then again, walking the hands back to the top of your mat, dropping your left knee down, lifting the hands, lifting the body. Again, we want to try and keep the hips and the low back fairly stable, so not too much hula hula. Right arm, 3 times forwards or 3 times anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, and then a twist over the left shoulder. A little extra squeeze of the glutes, and then reversing it. Nice. And trying to get that shoulder blade moving. Once you've done your 3, opening that right arm towards the back, looking over your right shoulder. Before again, planting the hands at the top of your mat, stepping back to your down dog and taking any form of vinyasa that you like. The more traditional variation, coming forwards to your plank, lowering down, moving into an up dog and back into a down dog. Feel free to take more time to take any other variations that you might know or you might want to kind of explore today. Great. All right. Once you're back into your downward facing dog, just take a moment to walk either your hands back to your feet or your feet forwards to your hands to find a little forward fold. Again, a little bit of time for yourself in your forward fold. How do you want to use it? How could you use it to enhance your practice? How could you use it in a way that's sensitive to what is going on with you today? When you're ready, making your way up to standing. Once you get up to standing, maybe having a moment just with the eyes closed, or taking a second to kind of shake the shoulders, move any part of the body that needs it. Okay. And we're just going to take it into a little chair pose. So your choice whether feet are together or feet are hip distance. We're taking a moment just to sit the hips back. Arms can be doing, again, whatever you want, whatever you like. Just making sure that the glutes, the abdominals are kind of switching on, maybe a little bit of shifting of weight, of pulsing. So again, not too rigid, not too tense. When you're ready, coming all the way up into a tree pose, you're going to pick up your left leg first. So shifting the weight over, pick up that left foot, could be high, could be low. Just finding that drishti, that focus point. Think of lightly pushing the floor away through the right foot to create a bit more stability in the right hip. And when you're ready, you're just going to switch sides. Nice and simple. Setting the left foot down, picking up the right. And it could be high, could be low, doesn't matter too much. And if you've got slippery leggings on or slippery joggers, maybe keep that foot a bit lower so it's one less thing to kind of fight with. And your drishti is steady, breath, and hopefully mind are calm. And again, releasing down, having a moment to find either the front or the back of your mat, entirely up to you, but from wherever you are, you'll take the arms up towards the ceiling, down towards the floor, and make your way into a downward facing dog. Either from there, moving through a vinyasa, or just staying where you are, or taking it into a child's pose. When you're ready to move on, from a down dog, again, your right leg is going to lift. From that three-legged dog, stepping your right foot towards the top of your mat. Stay on the ball of the back foot as you rise up into a high lunge. You want a little bend in your back knee and that back heel to stay lifted. Keep your left arm up, little squeeze of the glutes, 3 lassos over your head forwards. Clockwise direction, 1, 2, 3, and then a little twist over the right shoulder. And then reversing 3 circles, anti-clockwise or backwards. Back leg is strong, should be working hard. And then open left arm to the back, stay on the ball of the back foot. And then from there, drop your back heel in and down, taking it into a warrior 2. You might want to slightly adjust where your feet are, so right toes to the top of the mat, left toes to the long edge. Option 1, you keep the arms as they are. Option 2, cow face arms. So the right arm is coming from above, left hand from below. Seeing if you can catch those fingertips, doesn't matter too much either way. See if you can keep the legs nice and strong, feet are pushing down, pushing away. Maybe even bend a little deeper into that right leg if that feels appropriate, but could you find a bit more space and release through the upper body. Keep breathing. Great, and as you release the arms, straighten your right leg, turn the toes to the long edge of your mat and take a fold over your right leg. So your hands can be wherever you want them, and you might just stay in that fold, or you can bend your left knee, sort of pulling away slightly from that right foot. That might give you a little bit of a stretch to the left side of the body through the lat. Great. From here, you're going to come back into a warrior two. So turning right toe to the top of the mat, bending right knee, bringing the body up. We're going to move into a hovering half moon. So maybe shuffle your back foot in a little bit closer. Keep the arms wide. This right hand is not going to touch the floor if possible. So eye line forwards, slightly down, shifting the weight onto that right leg as you press the back leg away and up. Spine is long. So think of reaching forward as opposed to letting the chest and shoulders hang down to the floor. To release, chair pose, top of the mat, step left foot alongside right, bend the knees, arms are wherever is comfortable for you. Before you come all the way to standing, hug the shoulders up to the ears, circle the arms back behind you to find your way into a forward fold, back into a down dog, for your vinyasa of choice. And from that down dog, whenever you're ready, left leg is going to lift. From that three-legged dog, you're going to step your left foot forwards. Again, keep the back heel lifted, little bend of the back knee as you rise up into your high lunge. And so making sure that back heel is raised. Keep the right arm lifted. You're going to take 3 lassos forwards or anti-clockwise over your head. 1, 2, 3. And then twisting over your left shoulder. Make sure back knee is bent. Glutes are engaged. You should feel the back right thigh working. And then changing direction. Reversing that lasso again, make sure that back leg is strong, back heel is lifted. 1, 2, 3, don't let the foot drop as you open it behind you, good. Then with control, consciously turning back heel in and down, finding your warrior two, so adjust as much as you need, left toes forwards, right toes to the long edge, bending the left knee. Legs are strong, so the arms and the upper body have a little bit more space to find that cow face variation if you want it. Left arm from above, right arm from below. And again, we're going to spend a little bit of time here. Can we put the effort into the legs to find stability so that we then have a little bit more ease for the upper body, meaning we can maybe breathe a bit more freely. And we can encourage a bit more release around the shoulders and the chest. But again, as you release the arms, straighten your left leg, turn the toes to the long edge of your mat and fold over your left leg. Again, you can stay there, you can bend your right knee, whatever you want. When you're ready again, coming back up into your warrior two, to turning your left toes to the top of your mat. Rising up, and again, maybe starting with a slightly shorter stance, so bringing the right foot in a bit closer. Arms stay wide, expansive, eye line forwards, slightly down as you shift into your hovering half moon. Low ribs, slightly back into the body. Making a bit of a tendency to sit in the low back, which is not going to make it more stable. Releasing into chair pose, top of the mat. And again, from there, coming all the way to standing, hug the shoulders up to the ears. Circle the arms back behind you to take you into a forward fold. Again, into your downward facing dog and into your vinyasa of choice, or just a little breather if you prefer. All right. So when you're ready, back into a down dog. Right leg is going to lift. You'll step the right foot to the top of your mat. And again, rise up into a warrior two. So option one is you're just going to take that same hovering half moon again. Fingertips, right fingertips if possible, not on the floor, arms expansive. Option two, you're going to take your cow face arms and you're going to go for that same half moon but keeping the arms in your cow face position. So entirely up to you, but either way, eye line forwards, eye line down, maybe a shorter stance to make it a little bit easier. As you shift onto your right leg, both legs are strong, reaching away, hips, chest, body parallel or facing the long edge of your mat, not down to the floor. See if you can step it back into a warrior two with control. Bending your right knee, stepping the left foot back. Nice, so we'll just pivot to the back of your mat. So release the arms, pivot the feet, so turning left toes to the back of the mat, switching sides. Again, arms can reach, or go for those cow face arms. And again, same thing. Half moon, take your time. Keep your eye line down to the floor to help your balance. Finding this balance of determination and strength versus not becoming too stressed or too tense about it. Slowly stepping back into your warrior two once again, bending the left knee, setting the right foot down, good, release the arms. Brilliant, and just come to stand in a comfortable position, anything you like. You're going to take the arms all the way out towards the side, palms up, squeeze the arms and the shoulder blades back. Couple of breaths there into the front of the chest, and then you're going to take eagle arms with the right elbow on top. So right elbow on top, left underneath, the left hand is coming back towards the face as you find your wrap. Great, and you might just want to stay here. If you want to add the balance, you're welcome to. If you want to add a bit of movement to the shoulders, to the upper back. Bit of release, bit of stretch to the back of the shoulders. Still breathing. And then again, releasing the arms, taking them out wide, squeeze the arms, the shoulders back. Try and keep the low ribs down as well. And then bringing eagle arms on the other side. So left elbow on top, right arm underneath. And the right hand is coming back towards the face. Once again, if you want to add the balance or a balance, if you want to just stand, any movement of the arms, the shoulders. Great, and again, releasing. Just let the arms hang for a second, close your eyes. Just take a few breaths, bit of stillness, bit of focus. And then if you're not there already, as you open your eyes, just making your way to the top of your mat, taking the hands down to the floor, stepping back into a high plank position this time. From your high plank position, without bending the elbows too much, moving into an upward facing dog. Great, make sure those arms are really strong, shoulder blades are back. Push down with the hands, and from here, knees down, slowly lowering yourself onto your belly. Using that strength in the arms, nice. All right, so once you're on your belly, you're gonna take your right arm straight out to the side to make sure that it is in line with your shoulder, not higher or lower. If you don't have space, bend the elbow 90 degrees. your right arm is extended, left hand underneath the shoulder, push the floor away, you're rolling onto the right side of your body. Try and soften the right side of the face down to the mat. So feeling that stretch maybe to the front of the right shoulder. If you want more twist, bend your knees, maybe left foot finds the floor, maybe right foot finds the floor as well, knee up to the ceiling. And if you want more for the shoulders, for the chest, and the left arm is going to reach up and back behind you as if you want to catch fingertips. But try and avoid the temptation to move your right arm to find that bind. Keep your right arm as it is. Great, coming back onto your belly. Just switching sides, have a little moment between sides if you need it. Left arm, again, straight out from the shoulder, not higher or lower. Use the right hand when you're ready to push the floor away. Rolling onto the left side, chin to chest, just a touch. Again, if you want more twist, bending the knees, planting the feet. If you want more for the shoulders, taking that right arm up and back behind you. Again, coming back to center, just have a little moment. Before starting to make your way to an all fours position. So in your all fours position, you're going to thread the needle back of the right hand underneath the left armpit. Chin slightly towards chest, and then creeping the left fingertips towards the top of your mat. And keeping chin slightly towards chest, roll the left shoulder, the left arm back, and you might want to walk your left fingertips slightly over towards the right side as you open the chest up towards the ceiling. Your hips might swing to the left, that's all right. You can think about pulling them back a little bit if you want to. It's not a necessity. Then keep that thread the needle, walk the left hand back to its own spot if it had moved, and then you're going to press left armpit down towards the mat. Maybe bring the forehead down to the mat instead. And if you want your chest to sort of hug down towards the floor. Make sure you're still breathing. And then, again, any way you want, switching sides. Taking that little moment in all fours position before you thread back of the left hand underneath the right armpit. Again, chin slightly towards the chest, reaching the right arm forward, and as you roll the chest open, rolling the right armpit, the right shoulder back, maybe the right fingertips creep over towards the left side. Bringing the right arm back in its own spot. Maybe pushing down slightly with the right hand to give you a bit of support to adjust the head, bring the forehead to the mat maybe, as you then start gently hugging the right armpit down. And again, gently releasing, maybe to a child's pose, maybe to just sit up on the heels, anything that makes you feel like you're getting a bit of respite. You're going to make your way to lie on your back. So take your time to get there. When you arrive on your back, keep the knees bent and the feet planted. Again, we're going to take eagle arms. So right arm over the top to find your eagle wrap. Make sure the feet are planted. Option 1 is to just stay as you are here. Option 2 is to draw the belly button down towards the spine. And with an exhale, curl head and shoulders off the mat, maybe slightly tucking the chin down towards the chest. Holding there, breathing, drawing the belly in. Try and relax your jaw. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Releasing. Switching sides. Switching left arm on top. And again, when you're ready, belly button to spine, you're thinking of lightly pressing the low back into the mat. And to use an exhale to initiate that little curl, that little crunch. If you're taking it, chin toward chest. Keep drawing the belly button back, keep breathing. Maybe thinking of curling up a little higher if that's appropriate. Keep breathing, keep breathing. For 3, 2, 1, give release. Keeping the knees bent, the feet planted, just starting to press the hips up into the air. Running your little bridge. Arms can be wherever you want, whether that's underneath you, alongside, overhead, up to the ceiling. When you feel ready, just bringing the hips down, letting the body settle. Again, just have a little moment. And if you'd like to take another back bend, great, go for it. If not, no worries, stay as you are. If you want to take a different kind of back bend as well, you know that's always an option. Again, releasing whenever you're ready. We're going to take it into a little twist. So again, any variations that you want to take with the legs, entirely up to you. But the first twist, well, it doesn't matter. But take a twist. Doesn't matter which side your legs go to. Doesn't matter what variation you have. But if the knees are going to the right, for example, maybe you're looking over the left shoulder. If the knees are going to the left, maybe you're looking over the right shoulder. Taking your time to switch sides. Take as much time as you need. Once you're in that twist, seeing if you can relax, release into it at all. Is that possible? When you're ready, coming back to center. If you need anything else, whether it's an extra layer, whether it's another little bit of movement before you get into your Shavasana, then please take your time to do what you need in order to be comfortable. When you are ready for that Shavasana, giving yourself over to that stillness. Noticing the urges you might get to move, noticing the ways in which your mind tries to regain control, but noticing them without automatically reacting or giving in to those urges. commit yourself to your stillness, to being attentive to your experience, breathing your way through. Bringing your attention back to your breathing as often as is needed. Encouraging your body to let go of effort, let go of tension if you start to notice any tightness creeping in. Maybe just starting to bring your attention back to your breath, to breathe perhaps a little more deeply. Inviting movement back into your body whenever and however feels most appropriate for you. Noticing how it feels as you bring your body out of that stillness. Gradually making your way up to a comfortable seat. And when you do eventually get there, just pausing with the eyes closed. Taking this time to notice how you're feeling without the need to change anything or pretend that things are different. Just being really honest. Taking a few slightly deeper breaths in through the nose to really fill the lungs and out through the nose or the mouth. And again, using that in-breath to inflate the lungs. Feel that expansion perhaps of the rib cage, and again letting that breath go through nose or through mouth. We'll take one more like that. And from there, just gently opening your eyes. Hopefully everything is feeling all right. Thank you very much, as always, for joining on a Saturday morning. I hope you have a lovely weekend, a lovely week, and I'll see you next time. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice weekend.
See you later.
Bye.